have to start with a strong foundation. And so what that means for me specifically as a marketing person, as a brand builder, is really understanding your mission, your vision, your values, like truly the ground floor. Because I think about business and brand building, like building a house. You have to have a strong foundation before you build all of those extra things and the walls and the bedrooms. Because if there's not a strong foundation and you're building on sand, honey, it's going to fall apart. So what does that actually mean? So once you have your mission and your vision, like what are you truly going towards? What's your North Star? Then you can build something really strong, right? Then it's talking about how am I going to get to my ideal client? Who's my ideal client? And an ideal client has to be not just someone you want to work with, but someone who has a true pain and you can solve that pain. And they have a budget. Oftentimes, I know I was at fault. I would have these beautiful ideal clients mapped out. But honey, if they can't afford me, how can I eat?
Yeah.
So having an ideal client that can afford you and has a true pain is very important. Once you have that, right, then it's how do we get that ideal client to actually choose us? How do we make sure that we differentiate ourselves from others in the market? There's so many people doing marketing. There's so many people doing branding, but what makes mine different? In a sea of all these other marketers, why would they choose me? And really writing that out and making it plain. And then lastly, I truly believe that as an entrepreneur, especially having been a full-time one for the last 9 months, you just gotta test it. I mean, even with us, we built a really strong foundation and it wasn't, here it is, and you have to just stick with it forever. No, it was, let's go, let's test it. Does the market like it? Can we tweak it? Can we optimize it? What's working? And once you have tested it and tried it out, then it's, okay, let's double down on what's working. Then that's how you scale. You create systems, you create processes so that you make a really great brand experience. People refer you, want to work with you, right? And then business will just come in. As soon as that happens, you gotta hire out. It's really hard for us to let go and let other people do me. So it's really important to then hire out because we can't do this alone. Hell, there's no way I could have done this. I needed you, my sisters, my community helping me. So to scale, you definitely do need a team. You can't do this alone.
I love that you do need a team. And you said it, like sometimes it is hard for us to let go because it's our baby, right? So as you guys are working in your business, take on the mindset like Jocelyn suggested, of knowing that you are going to have to relinquish some of the work that you're doing, right? Because you cannot do it alone. You are building a business. In fact, it's detrimental to your business for your business to be fully dependent on you, right? I always say one of the hardest things that I'm learning on my entrepreneur journey is how to think like a business owner, right? Because it's very different than thinking like a traditional W-2 employee, which is what I've been all my life. Shout out to W-2 employees so you need them. Don't ever on the 9 to 5, okay?
I'm about to go back.
Absolutely. Don't ever on the 9 to 5. But also just learning how to think as that business owner. Okay, let's talk about losses. Because losses is a part of your journey. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're just out here dating, if you're in corporate America, you win and you lose, and you have to understand how to roll with that. So you went from Mondelez to Intel to a $100,000, who got $100,000 I can borrow?
I got 5 towards.
You know what? $100,000 startup that you lost, you lost some money into driving 14 billion with a B in revenue, right? What did this journey teach you about what a strong foundation actually looks like through all of that loss and those wins?
Yes. So that 14 billion was probably more that I made for Intel, but here we are. So it's truly, at the end of the day, it's my why. When you go through hard loss like that, it's cry, because I cried for a very long time and I was very sad, but it's important to go through that instead of just trying to avoid it, because it's going to happen again. And if you hadn't dealt with it before, you're going to keep seeing the same cycle. We know this. So I cried through it, got my therapy, did what I needed to do to rebuild myself by getting my MBA, by rebuilding, building my business, by gaining new skills. But at the core of all of that is my why. My why is all about making sure I leave the world better than I found it. I was born in Rwanda, and unfortunately our country went through a genocide. And I fully believe that my life was spared for a reason. I am here for a reason. So I have to make sure that I leave this world having accomplished that. So whenever I'm feeling down, I kept waking up at like 2 o'clock, nervous about today. And I just kept pushing through because I'm like, this is bigger than me. Everything I tell all my clients, whenever you're feeling any type of thing, think about, this is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. So that kept me going. Even in corporate America, when I'm feeling like y'all don't see me, y'all don't really understand what I'm giving, it's, well, this is bigger than me. And so I keep
I absolutely love that. And I'm going to go off script because that's what I do. But I want to talk about you finding your genius zone and in owning that, right? Whether it's in corporate America, whether it's in entrepreneurship. And I've been fortunate enough to know Jocelyn for years now. And I remember her being on my board years ago. And I left a meeting one night and I was thinking, this girl is a genius. This girl, like, that's literally what I said. And I think I called you that night and we had a conversation, or maybe it was the next day, about your genius, right? And how to live in that. And so there's people out here tonight who are amazing and brilliant and talented, but maybe you have a boss who don't believe in you, or maybe you have friends who don't believe in you, or you come from a situation in your family and people just don't believe in you. And because that's what you see, that's the soundtracks in your life, right? Maybe you're, believing in that as well. How do you really highlight and amplify that genius and take ownership of that and live fully in it?
It's hard. It's really hard. I love my family so much, so there's nothing to do with my family being here. But I'm a middle child, so I always had to be like, see me too, I'm here too. I know, it's hard. It's a hard not life. Oftentimes, so I'm dyslexic, so I think differently. I see things differently. I often see a solution to something that no one has seen until I've done it, right? And so for a long time, I would try to voice the idea while my voice was shaking and they wouldn't hear me. I mean, you were there. And it wouldn't land. And so having people who believe in you and push you and let you, remind you of your genius is very important, but also unlearning those things. So whether it's therapy or it's journals, by the way, my sister is here too. She has journals in the back. Go get them. They're amazing. Woo! Where you really get to reflect and change the narrative in your life. Does that then change? Also, entrepreneurship, shout out to business ownership because it really does force you to live in your genius, right? I didn't have a boss or somebody trying to tear me down. I'm like, no, I'm doing this and I'm doing this the way I want to and how I want to. Maybe I have to pivot because it might not be the right time for the market, etc. But being a business owner and just running in your genius helps too. It's hard though. It's not easy. I'm constantly fighting the self-sabotage. I can't lie to.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with myself, and it's something you have to work on every single day, it seems, at least for me. Jocelyn, what's on your heart tonight? What do you want to tell the people that's on your heart? I know you made all these amazing questions.
I know, it's like, ooh.
But we want to know what's in your heart, what's on your spirit, what is the vision that you believe God has given you, and now it is your responsibility to share it with the world.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. That's a really hard question. What is on my heart? I really think that we just have to, it's really hard for me, but letting life flow. The way I have my life planned is nothing like my life is. I was supposed to be married at 23, have 2 kids by 27, honey. I'm single, ain't got no kids. So my life is not the way I thought it was going to be. Yes, I've wanted to do marketing most of my life, but I didn't picture it this way. I've had a lot of highs, a lot of really low lows. Hell, today was supposed to be my brand launch. I was supposed to be doing more consulting, but I prayed to God. I said, hey God, if this is for me, make it plain. But if you have something else for me, make it very plain. A few weeks ago, an old colleague at Intel reaches out. She's like, hey, there's this job I would like you to apply to. I saw it, it's AI marketing. I'm like, how more perfect? 5 rounds, 2 case studies later, I'm starting that job in like 2 weeks. Woo! So I'm like, oh shoot, now I gotta pivot. And so though this is still a launch because I have my interactive workbooks, which y'all should really try out. I have free ideal client roadmap. Oh my God, it's amazing. Just don't trust me. Go ahead and download it and try it. And so I'm still gonna be able to do that, but I won't be able to do consulting anymore. So what's on my heart is letting life be, just be. We talked about this at the beginning here. Letting life just be and letting it flow, right? Have a strategy, have goals, but at the end of the day, the way that where you're supposed to go will happen. So I think that's truly what's on my heart is just be in motion. Just be in motion. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jocelyn Yinababera.
Thank you so much.
That was beautiful. I have nothing to add, but it is time for a raffle.